Welcome to Stormy Willow, where we explore the paranormal, celebrate the odd, and never trust the living. I'm your host, Sarah.
And I'm your host, Adele.
Well, hello there, Adele and friends.
Hello.
How's everybody?
I think we're all just numb.
I know. Adele and I had like a bitch session about the world. And we're like, we probably should record. Try to bring some joy.
I guess we have Colorado that we're coloring.
We're coloring Colorado
covering.
today. That's right, Adele. We're over on your side of the country. And so let's start out with just some fun facts, which honestly, these really I didn't think that they were that surprising, and I don't think our savvy listeners will think that either. But hello, Colorado. It's quite literally the highest state. I don't know what kind of high. I guess I should have clarified. But we're talking about elevation, you silly listeners.
Colorado taking new heights.
Colorado has the highest mean elevation of any U.S. state. It is about 6,800 feet above sea level.
That sounds great to me. I don't want to be near the sea.
And so, yeah, that's why Adele loves that part of the country. She's like, oh, thank God. And its most famous, Pikes Peak, actually inspired the song America the Beautiful. Yeah.
That's lovely.
I thought so too. And, Denver, guys, is quite literally a mile-high city. Denver alone is 5,280 feet above sea level, which means it is 1 mile high.
Well, there
Now,
you go.
here's something you may not have known for all of our paranormal investigator friends out there. So some people say that the thin air that you experience in Colorado makes paranormal experiences more intense. So I don't know. They say it's altitude plus the isolation. Maybe that equals something. Maybe it just makes you a little high. And so you're a little open to the paranormal.
I think it's a little lack of oxygen there, friends.
Be a little lack of oxygen out there. And, I didn't realize, and Adele, you may know this, but I have a friend that went around those parts, and they say that you have to be very careful with your alcohol content because being at that high elevation, it can definitely hit quite differently, and you can get drunk without even meaning to. So just remember that if you're out that way.
Talk about high gravity beers.
That's probably where it came from.
Probably.
I saw this guy, and this is so random, and you can cut this if you want to, Adele. But I saw this meme where this guy's like, why is it when I have 1 to 2 beers, people want to call me an alcoholic, but when I have 1 to 2 Fantas, no one calls me fantastic? I don't know. I thought it was funny.
No, they call you diabetic.
So here's also a fun fact that I did not know about Colorado, but Colorado has over 1,500 ghost towns, and that's more than any other state. So we're talking about not just like ghosts as in haunted, but as in just abandoned towns.
That sounds fantastic to me.
Adele's like, I can set up my new society there.
Let's all just start communes.
Maybe Colorado will be the place. But they attribute these ghost towns to the gold and the silver rushes of the 1800s. And so there were a lot of collapsed mines, a lot of that happening. And so people literally just left.
How disappointing to be a part of the silver rush.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
I don't know, but it's still better than Bitcoin. So they're probably like, who's laughing now?
We don't even have real coins.
We don't even have real
coins. Your real gold.
We don't even have pennies anymore.
Which I think is bullshit, okay? Because aren't they rounding up?
That's so true.
This is the exact same con they try to use in Office Space. And it was illegal then, okay? Like, we're just taking that leftover little percentage of a penny. Yeah, but you're stealing it. The government's just openly stealing your random percentage of a penny.
Whoa,
That's
whoa.
bullshit.
The government just pulled damn office space on us, is what happened.
They pulled a Michael
They
Bolton,
pulled.
and you know they miscalculated it, so they're taking they should.
Wow. We need to bring this up because I'm sure they'll get right on that with all the wonderful other things that they're doing.
Sure. You know they laid off the 3 people that actually work and then promoted some idiot that doesn't know what he's doing.
They laid off the person that was Jennifer Aniston that was like that's stealing. That's who got the boot.
Yeah. That's called an oversight committee. Now she's working over at
Now she's over at
Flingers.
Flingers, not wearing enough flair, and that, my friends, is us today. What we're dealing with.
That's our summary of the late 1900s, early 2000s in America.
Talk about, I don't know. So let's get into it, shall we? Shall we get into the haunted?
Oh, let's get into that so exciting silver rush.
We're gonna get into the silver rush. Don't you worry, I'm gonna tell you all about it. But first, guess where we're stopping? It's probably the biggest haunt in America. It's the one. It's the only Stanley Hotel. Hello.
Of course.
I mean,
yeah.
This is a bucket list for me. I really, really want to go here. But in case you've never heard of the Stanley, I'm going to tell you just a quick snippet about it. And we've done a full episode about the Stanley Hotel. But the Stanley Hotel is probably most famous for, I don't know if you've heard of this guy, Stephen King.
Wasn't he hit by a car?
Or was it Stephen King? But Stephen does spell his with a PH, like my Stephen, and the PH throws people, like they just automatically see that and assume it's Stefan. But anyway, Stephen King stayed at the beautiful Stanley Hotel in 1974. Now, when he stayed there, the hotel was nearly empty, and seasonal staff had left, and of course they have like these huge, long, beautiful hallways that were silent, and you could hear like the cold wind like pushing against the windows. And so he and his wife were reportedly the only guests there that night, which is what inspired The Shining, which I personally love. I think it's one of my top favorites. I always enjoy watching it.
Oh yeah, it's such a good scary movie.
Good scary.
So many iconic patterns and scenes, and Wendy, poor Wendy Torrance.
I tell ya, I know.
You just really feel for that lady.
I know. You really do, because it's like, you just feel the isolation. Like, when I watch that movie, I can't imagine feeling that isolated from...
I mean, I would love it, but not with Jack.
Not in that situation. And then the little boy, like, oh, God, it's just too much. It's too much. But let's talk about the actual hotel itself. Now, the Stanley was built in 1909 by, this is a nice name if you're looking for a baby name, Freeland, Freelan, Oscar. Any guesses on his last name?
Meyer?
Stanley.
Oh.
And he and his wife, Flora, were deeply involved with the property. They just loved it. It was their everything. And people say they never left. So let's get into the activity. You want to stay in room 217 because the lights turn on. Your luggage gets unpacked. Hello, thank you. Finally,
okay.
Some help
around here.
Objects move, and so that's where you want to
want that there anyway.
Yeah, it's like that's fine with me. It's not my
Wash away that shit out of this room, please.
Exactly. So room 217 is what you're going to do first. Second, you're going to the concert hall, okay? Because that's where Flora Stanley was a pianist, and visitors say piano music is often heard when there's no one present.
Just playing chopsticks over there. Ding, 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 ding.
And Adele, for you, we're going to need you to stay away from the 4th floor because that's where children are. And so you can hear little guests
you made it sound like the kids should be afraid of me. Like, I'm not like dangerous to children, by the way,
No,
people.
no,
I
that
just
did sound
don't
bad.
like children.
I didn't mean it that way. Children ghosts terrify Adele. Children in real life also terrify Adele, to be fair.
They're all
But
annoying in different ways.
she especially isn't a fan of the child ghosts. That's just
No, I'm
yeah.
not.
And so the fourth floor is where you can hear laughter and little feet running around. So
Ugh, hope it's
so
kids.
so of course this is a paranormal investigator's dream, right? I know it's mine. And so there have been years and years of claims of strong electromagnetic spikes throughout the building. Now, of course skeptics are like, come on, it's old wiring, right? And it's mountain weather. And they're like, it's nothing other than that. But still, it says that there's just like this like overlaying tone that people say that they don't feel like it's evil or sinister, but it's just like the house is aware of you, is what most people say. Like the house knows you're there, knows about your presence and what you're doing, which some find a little unsettling.
Okay.
So it could be that. Now, one other thing I just want to point out for fun is that the Stanley sits at 7,500 feet in altitude. So you could just be a little oxygen to recover.
Lightheaded.
So you might have some vivid dreams. You might, have some heightened anxiety. Or you may really be seeing ghosts. I don't know.
Maybe you're about to become one. Maybe you really do need some oxygen.
I do not know. But Stanley Hotel, I would say, is probably a must. An absolute must when you go to Colorado. I've never been to Colorado. I feel like I need to go to Colorado. Adele's just right there. So that would be such a fun trip for us.
That would be pretty fun. I've only driven through it, haven't stayed and played. Denver also has the biscuit company, so I'm already like wanting to go visit that place.
Now, I would need to be a judge of that. I don't know how I feel about a Colorado biscuit. That's the one thing that coming from the South, I mean, I'm going to be hard on it.
I think it's like the Denver Biscuit Company. Yeah, so I'm like, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, like, I mean, Bojangles is fast food here, okay? Like, those are what we're used to for a fast food biscuit. So I don't know.
I would like to do a blind taste test: Denver Biscuit Company versus a Bojangles biscuit.
What about a
I
Hardee's?
got the Bojangles.
Are we gonna throw out in a Hardee's? The Hardee's has a good biscuit.
I think it's
too.
Carl's Jr. over here, but sure.
It has to be Hardee's. How can I bring them? I'll have them on ice.
You can freeze them. And then we can like warm them up in an
I don't
oven.
think I have like an organ, like a heart or something. I'm like, oh no, these are just my biscuits.
No, I'm not joking right now. I literally have a Bojangles biscuit in my freezer right now. I'm not joking.
Why haven't you thought that out? It's gonna
Because
be
I'm saving it for when things are good again. I'm gonna celebrate, and nothing's been good again in a long time.
What kind did you get? Just butter?
Just a plain biscuit. Amanda got them for me the last time she was in North Carolina for her mom's hip replacement. It's been a few months. That little bitch has been there for a few months, and I'm saving it for when something good happens.
We should have us a place called Bitches Biscuits. And you have to say it with a stutter like I just did.
Bitches biscuits.
Your savings, like when people put like cash in the old days underneath like the mattress, you're like, don't take my
I got a biscuit in the freezer. A Bojangles biscuit in the freezer.
Oh my god.
You hear that, Bojangles? God damn it! Will you at least just give us a shout out for once? I'm so tired of you guys. You're starting to piss me.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find another sponsor because this is not.
We're gonna to go to Hardee's.
I mean, I don't know how many times we plug Bojangles in and we don't get not a free sweet tea, not a shout out, nothing.
Nothing. Not even like discount passes to Carowinds that they just give to the public.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody loves Bojangles more than us, and this is the thanks we get.
I'm getting tired of it.
And sick and tired of it.
You're on notice too, there, Bojangles. Like, I'm tired of everybody's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Well,
I'm tired of your bullshit. Okay.
speaking of bullshit, you remember our friends the Tommy Knockers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
They're from Colorado. And we also did a story about these folks. So if you've never heard of the Tommy Knockers and the Cursed Mines, We need to go out to Silverton, which is probably part of the Silver Rush,
I'm
out
sure.
in Central City. So now Central City was Colorado's mining like spot, right? So if you've never like really studied like mining history, holy shit, it was like completely brutal. Like I can't imagine. Like we had like explosions, caves coming in on you, toxic gas pockets. I mean, thousands of people died in those shafts and then they were sealed so quickly. Like I can't imagine just the thought of doing that for your job, how horrible that would be. So, miners brought folklore, of course, about these folks called the Tommyknockers. Now, Tommyknockers are small, child sized spirits that lived in mines, and they were said to knock on the walls before cave ins. There would be like if you can they would steal your tools. So I thought they're like I almost feel like they're like a leprechaun.
They're kind of tricksters, yeah.
They're kind of tricksters. Like they'll steal your tools. But they're also really helpful because like they're knocking to say, hey, this is about to cave in. Get the hell out of
Maybe
here.
if they would stop knocking on it, it wouldn't cave in.
That's true.
Asshole. I'm in a mood. I need a biscuit.
Tonight might be the night for the biscuit. I'm just gonna throw that out there. They were also known to lead miners away from danger, or cause collapses if they got pissed. So they were like a little Adele.
They're like little Sour Patch Kids.
Now, some miners claimed now that they'd hear tapping deep in abandoned shafts long after work had stopped. So there are some documented stories of sealed mines that would emit rhythmic knocking. There were little figures seen in mine entrances at dusk, and then, of course, sudden cold drafts in areas with no airflow. Now, skeptics say that it's just simply settling rock,
Oh, just like the house settling.
just like the house settling as it does.
That is such a
Or,
bullshit answer from adults. It's just
or it's just the mine settling, or wildlife, or wind tunnels.
okay.
But imagine standing near a collapsed 1800 mine entrance at twilight, and then you hear three little like knock knocks underground. Like, come on. I'm not thinking that it's anything settling, you know? And here's a fun fact. Stephen King again later used this whole idea about Tommyknockers, but the legend was already rooted deep in Colorado mining culture. So he was like, he wanted to really use this as an idea in his novel, which was called The Tommyknockers. So he wrote a whole novel about it. So, and I mean, he already had the research. So I had never heard of this place, Adele. Now, with you being out in the West, maybe you have heard of this, but have you heard of the Great Sand Dunes?
The sand dunes. Break your coccyx out there. No, I haven't. I mean, we have white sands out here. No,
Okay.
not, wink wink tourism for New Mexico. But no, I didn't realize Colorado also had some sand dunes.
Apparently, they are a sound that shouldn't be there out in these great sand dunes. I don't know, but there's a national park out there, and it's called Great Sand Dunes. Now, these
creative.
dunes rise over 700 feet, so they're the tallest in North America. They sit against like a huge mountain, like cold
Backdrop.
yeah. And so they said that it almost looks alien. And I kind of think whenever we went to Tucson and to the high desert and stuff, how it just kind of looked very Marsy.
Yeah, like
How
the.
I
I
see
think the
it.
Southwest as a whole, like these desert rocky kind of things, it just looks very alien. It doesn't look like
It
the rest
really
of the US.
does. Like you feel like you're on another planet. So that's what I'm imagining these dunes looking like. But they're called so they make like this boom sound. And so under certain conditions the sand produces a low frequency like humming, and it makes it sound like a thunder boom. And it can feel like apparently that the ground is vibrating. So that would be terrifying. But it's actually not a paranormal phenomenon, it's a natural one. But I didn't know about it. So it sounds like there's something they say that is like alive beneath the surface. Now, here's where it gets really strange. So, in the early 1900s, records described hikers and travelers vanishing in this area. Apparently, shifting dunes can disorient people and your footprints completely disappear in just a matter of minutes. So, you've got people out here that are completely disoriented and they just get lost and die.
Yeah, I would believe that.
So yeah, that's a little like, oh God.
Getting kind of
um,
lost. Yeah, that sounds pretty horrible.
and now this also has given to some fun folklore, right? Local tribes have told stories of spirits that inhabitate these dunes, and some traditions describe the area as like a boundary space. So it's like a liminal place between worlds, if you will. And
Ew.
so we've seen some shadow movement in the peripheral, the feeling of being watched, and hearing voices carried in the wind. The dunes also absorb sound in strange ways. So apparently, you can scream and it doesn't echo, it just dies immediately. And so
Mhm.
the silence just makes everything feel a little unnatural out there. So, Adele and I love a good cemetery, a cemetery, a cemetery. I don't know. I have not
Are
been
you having a
drinking today.
stroke?
I don't know what is going on with me, but maybe it's 'cause I'm talking about this high elevation. And so I don't know, but I sound really weird today. Does my face look weird? Weirder
No,
than
you don't
usual?
have any drooping or.
Okay, good. I'm worried about myself today. All right. Chessman Park, the cemetery that wasn't fully emptied. So here we go. That sounded like a jackass.
That sounded like a horse.
That did not sound like a scary. I'm telling you, the vibes are off today, guys. I don't know. I don't know.
We must be in that parallel dimension, that liminal space in the sand.
Oh, well, obviously, I've had a stroke in that space because I can't complete sentences. So, all right, Chessman Park. Let's go there. Now, this one has documented historical negligence. Imagine that. In
Mm.
the late 1800s, Denver decided to turn Mount Prospect Cemetery. Hey, let's turn it into a park. Like, screw this. We want a park.
Okay.
So, the families were told to relocate the remains of their loved ones. Now, you just imagine, okay, we need a park. You need to come get your dead folk out of here because we got a swing set and a slide coming in. Like, let's go. Well, obviously, many people couldn't afford to do that. Like, kind of like today, I would imagine if someone called me to tell me to come get my deceased loved one, I would imagine that would be a cost I couldn't incur either. So, guess what? A contractor named E.P. McGovern said, you know what? I'll come in, I'll remove the bodies. It was fine. You can pay me per coffin. I got you. No worries. Now, allegedly, these coffins were chopped up to fit into more crates, and multiple bodies were stuffed into single boxes. And some remains were left behind entirely.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think this was going to be very well organized or go well.
No. And so he's like, how can I get more bang for my buck? And boy, did he. And so construction workers over the decades now, this is since the 1800s, have repeatedly uncovered bones. Now, can you imagine your child or your dog? Oh, that's a femur. Like, ah! So, real true visitor reports. Dogs panicking and refusing to walk through certain areas. That's never good. Apparitions at dusk, and a heavy feeling like there's an old pavilion area, and apparently there's like some crazy feels that happen there. And this horror just really isn't paranormal. I think it's just human care, like just carelessness. So the idea that beneath the picnic blankets and yoga classes are hundreds of disturbed graves really freaks me out.
Yeah, but it just makes me think that that's the case for probably most
It
places,
probably is,
right?
though.
Like, I mean, there are so many more dead people than living people throughout human history. Like, come on. I feel like you sneeze or spit and it probably lands on bones of something.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, my gosh, like
Like,
that's
I get
all.
it. This is just completely rude and disrespectful, but I'm just saying, like,
So we're gonna have your birthday party there.
I would probably love that.
Oh my god.
Everybody's invited.
I love it. Now, let's get back to the spooky, like eerie stuff. So have you heard of the lights in the high desert?
No,
Okay.
I haven't.
We're gonna go to the San Luis. I don't know if it's Louis or Lewis Valley, but however you prefer to say it. It's Luis. Luis?
Lewis? I don't
San
know.
Luis. Anyway, San Luis Valley is what I'm gonna say. Now, this is just not any valley. It's massive. It's flat. It's you've got like this mountains that kind of form like a ring around it. But apparently, people say that it just feels isolated from the rest of the state. And it's one of the most active UFO sightings in the United States.
Okay.
So that sounds so fun. Like pack up your
So
picnic
you're
and
saying
let's
we should go
go.
camping there?
I'm saying we should go camping. I'm saying we should get our bow box and
We'll
go.
see. I don't know. They're fun. They're starting to hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Or you know what? We'll hit up the biscuit place in Colorado and
Denver
see
Biscuit Company.
and we'll have a picnic there. So whatever. Now, since the 1960s, friends, there have been reports of floating orbs.
I thought you were gonna say floating heads. Then, for
That's
some reason,
That's at the park, Adele. We're not
I'm
at the
still
park.
stuck at the park. My bad.
We've left the park. um, lights pacing cars on empty highways. I freaking love that. Why do I love that so much? I just
Because you like the spotlight.
baby. I love it. Now this I don't love. This makes me want to vomit. Cattle mutilation incidents.
Like, come on, just stop it. Just
Like,
leave
come
fucking
on.
cows alone.
Can you guys just please get into the whole like Boca or like Morningstar movement? Like just leave the cows alone. Stop.
Stop.
Enough with that. And of course, equipment interference.
I'm
Now,
okay with that. Can you please just take out the whole internet? Like, all of it? I'm just done. I don't like all this shit.
just leave the cows alone. That's the only thing please. Like I'm also
Pick on
evolving.
the internet. Don't pick on the cows.
Like, come on, animals are friends, and we'll talk about that if I get a chance to meet you. Anyway, tons of ranchers out in this area, right? And so they say one thing that they all report, or that I shouldn't say all, but a majority of them, we're going to say all for this podcast, report, because I've interviewed them all. That's what I've been doing this week. In addition to working, I've been out in Colorado, so I didn't get to come say hey. And I've been interviewing ranchers in the area. And they say that the lights don't move like aircraft. They react. Now, I've heard this a lot from folks that have seen these things. And so there's also, they say, the strong spiritual lore in the valley of stories of portals, hello, energy vortexes, and what? An underground base. What kind of underground base? Are we talking like military bases? Are we talking alien bases?
This sounds pretty typical of Four Corners area stuff anyway, which Colorado is part of, and you know what is there? Skinwalker Ranch is in the Four Corners area.
It's connected to the base.
I think all of this shit is probably our government, which it turns out really is a bunch of reptilians at this point.
Now, how did you know that was the next bullet point?
Oh, because I'm a psychic, because we're there. This is the parallel universe we're living in now.
So, skeptics point to military testing and atmospheric disorientation. We know what it really is.
It's just the government.
It's the government. But now, the valley at night is vast and pitch black. And if something glowed in the sky out there, like, how would you hide it? Like, because like that vast darkness, like, you're not going to be able to hide it. So I don't know. I believe
I'm gonna say anything's possible at this fucking point.
anything is possible at this point. Well, this is a fun little possibility, if you will. The Phantom Train of Silverton. Toot toot.
It's
All
like
aboard.
that Coors train. It's all coming full circle.
It's all coming
Silver
full circle.
Coors. Isn't that Denver too? Coors Light. I
Well, this train's coming for you. Look out. Silverton was connected by dangerous mountain rail lines in the 1880s, which avalanches frequently buried the tracks and the workers. Mm. So, locals say on certain nights you can hear a distant steam whistle. Please stop. That is amazing. The rhythmic clacking of wheels and metal grinding on rails, even when no train is scheduled. Now,
mm,
given how many workers died constructing those lines, some really do believe it's a residual haunting, like a record stuck in the mountains, right?
be annoying though.
And
Forever
mountain,
working on the damn railroads.
ugh,
God, no, I'm done. Oh
I'm
my
telling you, I really thought the afterlife might be like Beetlejuice.
God, it's just one of the bureaucracy. It's like, oh,
If I
never
have to get
ends.
in line when I die and get a fucking number, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'm just gonna stay in the nether, like whatever. I'm
You're
gonna stay in
gonna,
the
you're
purgatory.
gonna be like, you're gonna try to be like Beetlejuice
Yeah, I'm
or
gonna.
the maintenance.
It's just like I'm. I'm gonna be a
Oh
demon.
God. So the weird thing about these residual hauntings, is that the mountains make an echo, right? So like that whistle, that sound is like it could honestly be distant trains that you're just hearing because of the
Oh,
echo.
okay.
Or I don't know if there wasn't anything on the schedule. It could be the Phantom Ghost Train.
Maybe they're just kind of not good at their job, and they're not on time. The train, like maybe it's not on schedule, and it's just a train that's not on schedule.
I don't know. Like I keep thinking about like, do you remember that show we used to watch? Oh, it was one of my favorites actually, and it's with
Wings.
Dr. Cole.
Oh, Scream Team.
Scream Team.
I
I
don't.
mean,
It's been so long since I've seen that. I don't remember the plot.
I mean, it was very like bureaucratic too about the afterworld. So I don't know. All right, now this is terrifying. This is the Grand Mesa. Now this is a forest that actually swallows people.
Yay!
Yay!
Why not?
So the Grand Mesa is the largest flat-top mountain in the world. Hello. It's dense, it's heavily wooded, and the weather, well, it shifts very, very quickly. So several unexplained disappearances have occurred over the years. We've got hikers stepping off trails and never found again. We have search crews that have been out looking for people for many years that say that the fog comes on really quick. The terrain makes you feel very disoriented, and that sound behaves very strangely out there. Now, some visitors report hearing footsteps behind them, the sensation of being followed, and forests going suddenly silent. Now, I've never heard of this, but have you ever heard of the Oz factor, OZ, like the Wizard of Oz? But it's a term that paranormal researchers use to describe when nature goes quiet and time feels disoriented.
Hmm.
So it frequently is mentioned in the Colorado wilderness accounts. Again, it could just be psychology and maybe just the stress of trying to survive a situation like that combined. But Colorado's wilderness doesn't just look wild, like it just feels ancient too. So I can see like you've got the high altitude, you have all of this stuff happening. Honestly, I get lost in the woods in the Carolinas, so I can only imagine having all of this on top of it.
I mean, I got lost at the Greenway for a whole day one time.
I mean, right? It's very. I think woods are very like disorienting in their own right. So let's talk about this, about the big picture of Colorado here, the big pattern. So we have obviously we know Colorado is spooky, right? But you also have these high altitudes. You have isolation. You have violent industry history. You have rapid boom and bust towns. You have massive open landscapes. You have all of this stuff, right? That really just sort of adds to the eeriness of it, which I think makes Colorado a little extra spooky because it's not just haunted buildings that you're dealing with. I mean, you're kind of dealing with environmental horror too, if you think about it, which adds a whole nother spooky little layer there. So that is Colorado, my friends. I would love to go there. I'm not going there in the winter. I'm sorry. I will go there in the spring and summer, maybe fall. But
Yeah.
Stanley, I'm coming for you. I want to go to the playground. I want to go see some UFOs. I
I'm
want to go
gonna
to.
go have an ice cream cone on the playground.
I'm gonna go have a
Exploding heads.
biscuit, and it's not gonna be a Bojangles biscuit.
Yeah, we're tired of everybody's bullshit.
Yeah, we are.
You're on notice,
Gooch.
Bo. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. And that, my friends, is Colorado. I hope, and if you, I'm sure most of you probably have been there. So I would love to see, and hear if you've had some fun haunted experiences there that we didn't mention, or maybe if you've been to the Stanley, will you tell me if you've had any experiences there?
Yeah, let us know. Tell us
Yes,
about your weird travels.
yes, we
We're
love weird
all
travel.
ears.
We're really hopeful that maybe the Travel Channel will pick us up.
Because they only do paranormal travels,
Eh,
apparently.
That's us.
When was the last
Hello.
time you saw something about anything that's not paranormal travel on the
Every
travel?
time I go on there, it's Ghost Adventures or the Dead Files. So,
Yeah. Or like My Haunted Town or something.
yes. And I feel like that's up our alley. So, if Bojangles isn't going to cooperate, we're going to go with TLC. Or not TLC. No, that would be fun. We probably should be on
We
TLC.
should be on TLC.
We might be more of a TLC vibe to be fair.
Yeah, that kind of tracks.
Yeah. Well, friends, thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please, please follow and leave a review. It helps listeners like you find the show and maybe find like a 30-minute break from what is reality. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and never trust
The living.
the living. Bye, friends. Have a great week.
Later, taters.